greetings in France, as you could see, not only depends on the relationship, the area, the class, but it also depends if you have glasses or not. Now, beyond the classes, the area, you will see a scene of greetings which mainly depends on the age gap, and the way of greet is the accolade, which is a kind of hug.
Et coucou Vincent, ça va?
Salut Tiffen.
Alors, comment tu vas?
Mais bien, bien, et toi? T'as fait quoi de beau cette semaine?
Rien de spécial, hein. J'ai travaillé, et puis... Ah bah si, dans la semaine, mardi soir, j'ai eu un coup de motivation.
Ouais.
Et je suis allée à la natation.
À la natation? Oh.
Ça faisait 3 mois que je n'y étais pas allée.
Ah.
Tu te rends compte? J'ai des courbatures pendant... toujours, hein. Ça fait 3 jours, j'ai encore des courbatures.
Et la famille, sinon, ça va?
Bah, la famille, ça va.
Ouais,
ça
les
va,
parents sont bien?
Ouais, tout le monde va bien, bah, ils ont leur vie, hein, tu sais.
Oh, ok, bon, bah, c'est chouette.
Merci.
This was also an informal way of greeting, but in this case there were 2 people wearing eyeglasses. So in this case, this is usually the boy who removes his glasses before kissing the girl. So we kissed and then we asked the usual question, how are you, and how is your family, what did you do last week, and so on. So this is very important to be polite, to remove the glasses before kissing, and then after kissing you can put your glasses on again if you feel it's more comfortable.
Donc ce que nous venons de jouer, c'est 2 amis qui se rencontrent, donc toujours une situation très informelle. Par contre, dans ce cas-là, nous portons tous les 2 des lunettes. Donc dans ces cas-là, lorsque c'est un garçon et une fille, l'honneur, les convenances veulent que ce soit au garçon d'enlever les lunettes et non à la fille. Donc c'est ce qu'il a fait très spontanément avant même que je m'approche de lui. Voilà, donc c'est une façon très polie de dire bonjour et d'éviter aussi que les branches de lunettes se heurtent. Parfois, lorsque c'est 2 filles qui ont des lunettes, étant donné qu'elles n'ont pas du tout l'habitude d'enlever les lunettes, eh bien ça fait du bruit et puis finalement on finit par toutes les 2 les enlever, ça arrive aussi. Voilà.
Okay, so this was another informal way of greeting when both the people are with specs. So the tradition would be that the boy takes off the glasses before greeting, cheek to cheek kisses, and it is a tricky situation when 2 girls meet.
Yes.
Because they don't have a habit of taking off their glasses before kissing on cheeks. Now, in this situation, often they end up both of them removing their glasses at the same time, and maybe they may laugh at each other or something like that. That might happen, but it is important to notice that the boy will do it spontaneously. The boy will take off his glasses in his hand and then kiss. Okay, it is not expected from the girl but from the boy. Okay, and otherwise with glasses, all the other patterns of 2 kisses, 3 kisses or 4 kisses will remain the same. Okay. And maybe one more question of what you had shown us in the previous kissing pattern, which was a very high society kissing pattern. As you had said that every girl dreams of this happening to her once in a lifetime or something like that. Now, is it somehow related to age also, or people in old age also do this in higher societies? Is it related somewhere to the age of the people?
That's a good question, sir.
I don't think. I think it's a way to act like a prince or a king or something like that.
Oh.
So it makes you happy to be a very important person. So you act this way.
Yeah, and you can be important at any age.
Yeah, there is no age
there is
to be
no
important.
age for this.
Yes.
Okay. have some more kissing patterns related to communications?
Of course.
Yes.
Coucou papy.
Oh, bonjour ma petite Tiffany. Ça faisait longtemps que je t'avais pas vu.
Ça fait plaisir de te voir, je suis vraiment contente.
Ah oui, moi aussi, t'es jolie comme tout.
Merci. Alors papy, qu'est-ce que tu deviens?
Ah, mais hier, on a mangé à la maison de retraite, ils étaient gentils les gens. Il y avait des jeunes, ils sont passés nous voir et ils nous ont chanté des chansons.
Super. Et tu joues toujours au boule?
Ah non, j'ai plus la force. J'aimerais bien, hein, j'ai des bons souvenirs de la pétanque, mais je suis un peu fatigué, tu sais.
Oh. Bon, j'espère que ça ira, papy.
Oui, si tu reviens nous voir, ça me fait plaisir, hein. C'est bien que tu viennes. Hein. In this scene, there was a little girl, so Tiffany, which is coming to see her grandfather. So, me. And she was happy to see him, and he was also happy to see her. So, it's a very familiar, it's a familiar relationship. So we greet like this. It's an accolade, and we shook her hand we shook her hand in our back, and it's a common way to do this when you are very familiar with someone. Then we talk about what the way the whole person was living. So he's living in a specific house for all people, and he's not playing some games which require some energy because he's quite old and tired. But he was very happy to see her little daughter.
Donc, comme vous avez pu voir, Vincent jouait le grand-père. Donc, pour symboliser le grand-père, nous avons le typique béret français. Alors, il est plus typiquement parisien, mais il se porte en réalité dans la France entière. Donc, ça, c'est le symbole des vieilles personnes. On a aussi ce genre de gilet qui se portait dans les années 80-90 chez les personnes plutôt éduquées. Aujourd'hui, à part les vieilles personnes, personne ne porte plus ça. Moi donc avec les couettes, comme en Inde, quand nous sommes des petites filles, nous avons les couettes. Donc je viens voir mon grand-père que je ne vois pas très souvent et je suis tellement contente de le voir, beaucoup d'émotions, que je le prends dans mes bras, je l'embrasse. C'est ce qu'on appelle une accolade. Donc ça se fait soit avec des amis très très proches qu'on n'a pas vus depuis longtemps ou que l'on sait qu'on ne verra pas de longtemps. Soit la famille, pareil, très proche et qu'on est vraiment très très content de voir. Donc dans le petit dialogue que nous avons simulé ensemble, je lui demandais des nouvelles, comment se passe sa nouvelle vie dans la maison de retraite. Et donc il a vu des amis, il était très content, on lui a même chanté des chansons parce qu'en France, beaucoup d'associations de jeunes enfants, d'adultes vont occuper dans les hôpitaux, dans les maisons de retraite, donc, qui sont les maisons pour les vieilles personnes, donc vont occuper ces vieilles personnes, donc soit on leur danse des spectacles, on leur chante des chansons. Donc voilà, il arrive très souvent que dans les maisons de retraite, il y ait de l'animation comme ça.
So this was a kissing pattern, or you can say hug actually, when a granddaughter goes to meet the grandfather, okay, and the grandfather is symbolized normally by these kind of old dresses here. This kind of cap, as you see, is a very old-fashioned cap, and mostly people of the grandfather generation who have been young in 70s or 80s, at that point of time people used to wear this, and even this kind of vest, this kind of half sweater or vest, whatever you call. So it is also a very old-fashioned dressing sense in France. So this is how mostly you will meet grandfathers who are either staying alone or who are either staying in the old age homes. So here is a young girl who is granddaughter with two pleats, as you could see. She goes to meet the grandfather, and then the grandfather greets. The young girl goes and simply hugs, okay, and the words remain no more important, okay. They may say salut, they may say bonjour or whatever, but immediately the feeling is that we are meeting after a long time and we are not sure after how many days or how long we are going to meet, okay. So this is a situation in which hug becomes more important than any other cultural gestural communication, okay. So it is the touch and the hug and the communication through hugging each other, okay. And this is between two people of a different age group mostly, or can it happen in the same age group also? Look, for example, an old woman goes and meets, okay. For example, if you think of a grandfather, his sister is going to meet him. Will they also hug, or it is
No.
So age gap is an essential feature of this.
They will hug, but less longer, like this. Just hop. That's all.
Okay, so they will also hug, but not this long. So that will be a difference in the age. Okay. So by this we will see the age differences. Okay. So for example, if I go to France and I go and meet someone of the same age, okay, then even if I hug, okay, it will be relatively for a very short time.
Yes.
Okay. And will it happen between a grandson and the grandfather also in the same way? Yes.
Same.
The same?
Yes.
The same, of course. So it is no gender differences will be there. Okay. And with the grandmother also it will be the same?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we can suppose we think of a role reversal that you become the grandmother and he becomes the grandson. It will be the same.
Yes.
Okay. So
Absolutely.
And there is no regional variations also.
No.
No, almost
as far as I know.
Okay, yes,
no.
that is all right. So there is no regional variation also. So basically this is across France between two persons of various age groups. Okay, and that too, the age gap should be huge. There should be a lot of age gap between the two. Okay, is that so? And mostly the young girls will have these two pleats. This is same as in India almost that we find. Okay. So the greeting patterns for the situations when we meet and when we separate, whether it is formal or informal or with all the regional variations in informal greeting patterns, it remains almost the same.
When this is not the same number of kisses, we might just before starting kisses say the number of the kisses we are going to do.
Exactly.
Just to avoid the confusion we had at the
yes,
beginning.
because now you know that you are from different regions, okay? And then you will decide that whether you are going to twice or thrice or 4 times, okay? And you will decide one pattern,
Exactly.
okay? Whichever pattern you may think.
Yes.
Think at that point of time. There is no decided rule for that also, I believe. Okay? So at that point of time you can decide that who is going to follow which tradition.